This Tegrity lesson focuses on sex offenses. Sex offenses, again, are found in the Maryland Code Annotated Criminal Law article under Title III. So let's go back. We have criminal law, other crimes against the person. Click that link and here are your sexual offenses. So it's Subtitle 3, Title 3, Subtitle 3. It is important for you to begin with the definitions. The definitions provide insight into the difference between a sexual contact, a sexual act, and rape. So a sexual act is described in E. Okay, it goes through and it outlines all of the things that constitute a sexual act, which are different than sexual contact. Please notice that a sexual act does not include vaginal intercourse. That is important because vaginal intercourse is defined as rape. So when you come down to sexual contact, okay, it defines what is sexual contact. This is important because when we go back to our sexual crimes and we look at rape in the first degree, engage in vaginal intercourse by force with another by force or the threat of force without the consent. It tells you all of the things that constitute a first degree rape, starting with vaginal intercourse. Okay, so now let's look at our sexual offenses. A sexual offense in the second degree says a person may not engage in a sexual act. We just looked at the definition of a sexual act. So when we're looking at the elements of a crime, what did the defendant do to the victim? Is their actions a sexual act or is it sexual contact? If it's a sexual act, then maybe it's a sexual offense in the second degree or in the first degree. Now let's look at sexual offense in the third degree. This says a person may not engage in sexual contact, which is different. And we looked at the definitions. So if you get confused, remember when it comes to sexual offenses to go back to the definition and then look at the actions of the defendant. Determine if what that defendant did constitutes a sexual act or sexual contact. And that's going to determine which of the sexual offenses apply. Now, if you look at sexual offense in the fourth degree, okay, this gives you more definitions, person in a position of authority. And when we go down to a prohibited act, a person may not engage in sexual contact with another without the consent. Okay, then this talks about vaginal intercourse with another if the victim is 14 or 15. Now remember, vaginal intercourse is not included in a sexual act, the definition of a sexual act, or the definition of sexual contact. Vaginal intercourse is defined in our rape statute. However, this information here goes to statutory rape, which is defined in your book. Please understand that the charge is not statutory rape. The charge would be sexual offense in the fourth degree or sexual offense in the third degree, but you have to look at all of the elements. What did the person do? And if you get confused between sexual contact, sexual act, or vaginal intercourse, then go back and revisit the definitions, which is 3-301.